I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rach, Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone, who teach and who rule well, who taught me this 100% truth. Peace and blessings in the name of Yahweh Shai to the fellow brothers who continue to push his truth and to carry out the will of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai on this earth. And to the few sisters, the Aquas, who, do the will of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai that is in their respective gender or their respect, or you know what I mean. Nevertheless, just a quick hit was taken in a video from another one of the brothers, right? Going into that fake video, fake prayer, one fake Bible verse that from Pulp Fiction, where that guy Pete Hegseth was doing, or that he did, right? So can subscribe and be edified. Nevertheless, it's being blocked out. Oh crap! How am I gonna get to it now? Okay, I'm gonna have to pause. Sorry, I had to literally stop the video, but I'm gonna piece it together. Nevertheless, it wasn't showing when I pulled on the screen because like privacy stuff, because it is on screen video. But nevertheless, let's jump into it because there's two pieces. I'm gonna have to stop the video again just to get the other piece. But this is from today. So this is Jamaicans without bank accounts or IDs slow roofs program, says Hanju. This is the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Right? So I don't really have to get in this, but it's a program I think has to do with the disaster. Here it reads the conference. It was billed as a one-day action-oriented forum focused on advancing Jamaica's post-disaster recovery. So it's because there's a lot of damage done because of Hurricane Melissa, right? So they have this program, the Roofs program. I don't know what it stands for, but I guess I could look for it. But that's not what matters. But it reads Jamaicans without bank accounts RID slow roofs program, says Holness. So this, I have a great feeling based off observations and whatnot, because I've been doing researches on the NID and the Jamdex, and they've already been implemented, right? So they're up, which is the B system. That's the B system, right? And let's go for it. My wife had a yeah. It's that video that I made not too long ago. I thought it was Blue Letter. Alright. Let's see. Let's go for let's go for 13. I'm going to start at 16. I was all right. Anyway, and it says, and he calls it all, both, so Revelation 13 and 16, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right? So that system, right, that platform, that that what we do call it, that system that's going to be used to set up, right? So the apostles normally they refer to it as the B system, right? Where that CBDC, right, the central bank digital currency, right? That's what's going to take place. Jamaica's CBDC is the jam decks, right? And they have the NID, which is the national identity it's an online identification system, right? So they're that's basically the information that they're gonna put into those RFID, right, micro C hips, right? And they've basically created the one that goes into the brain and the one that goes into the arm, the RFID micro C hip. But nevertheless, they're saying that you know they're basically slowing down this project, right? Those without bank accounts and so on and so forth. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna use that to further implement it, because I've been researching it, and they're saying that basically how Jamaica is making the push is not like some of the other nations, like say Mexico, but because the way the Mexican government is implementing theirs is somewhat aggressive, or whereas they implemented it, but people aren't really are skeptical about it and not really joining it. But when you're giving away free stuff, that's the thing with Jake, they love a lot of free stuff. So when they start giving away all this free stuff, and especially since a disaster has just not too long ago gone by, the Hurricane Melissa, right? They definitely need the help. So what they're gonna do is say that to speed up the process for this, and they're already doing it with certain tax government administration, tax administration, and so on and so forth. So it's not gonna take too long to see it in the way we pay maybe like a bill or something, right? Where in which, like, all right, let's see, let's get it. In the way they will, like, pay a ticket, or when it, because they already turn it into online, right? They already turn it a lot of the um how you would register your car and that kind of stuff, right? There's another one. So I'm not trying to make this long. It's just an M.O.T.B update for Jamaica specifically, which this is the B system. It won't allow me to draw on the screen and just click on it. But here's another reason for them to further implement this digital currency, make it mandatory, push for it to make it mandatory, and create stronger laws. So here they're saying counterfeiters target Jamaica's plastic banknotes, right? Fraudsters are counterfeiting Jamaica's plastic polymer banknote, according to the regulator in its annual report. The Bank of Jamaica (BOJ), however, insists it still detects 3 times more cotton fakes than polymer fakes in 2025. Specifically, the BOJ detected 69 fake polymer notes valued at 300,000 during 2025, up from 19 counterfeit polymer notes valued at under 100,000 in 2024. So they're saying that there's a rise. We don't know that, and they've always been creating counterfeit cash. And as the apostles, right, the Allah Apostle Tahar and the Allah Apostle Gabar was going into it on their live, what is an actual currency, or what is actual money, what counts as actual money, and that's silver and gold coins. That's actual money, right? And these fake notes that they created, that's not even counted as real money. And I believe it's the same out here, right? So I just look at this as another reason for them to implement, that or to make it more mandatory, right? Or to change the laws themselves to allow for the implementation of the B system, right? The implementation of stronger laws, to implement the M.O.T.B, the RFID micro C hip, the charagma, which is a physical mark, right? And the Carax, which is the tool they're going to be using, right, to implement it in the right hand, and they're trying to make it quote unquote more efficient for the brain, the way they want to do the brain implementation, the one for the brain, right? Because when you go back to Revelation 13 and 19, all right, give me a second for that. And it reads, and it says, and he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? So in their right hand or their foreheads. And if we go on that mark, you know, as the apostles will say, the elder apostles will say, you know, that it's the same thing. There's nothing new to bring out, you know. We listen and we learn from them and the brothers on down, right? That charagma, right? It's a stamp or an imprinted mark, right? A mark branded on a horse. That's something physical, right? Thing carved, sculpted, or graved. And when we go in that root word, right, the carax, right, a pail or a stake or something sharpened really, and right, and we can go on. We can just let's do this. Let's just do this. Let's just do this because I have one more piece of article. I was trying to make this short, right? Um, RF. All right, see how small it is. Let's see if I could find so this is the tool. You see, they have it beside, they have animals showing, but this is actually the tool they're gonna be using, you know, to put it in the hand. But let me get one, or better yet, let me do this. And you know, this brother right here, he posts this up, you know, videos, you know, he can use and to bring out edifications and, you know, giving updates and let's move along
If
for
he
time.
starts off, and there's Big Daddy. Yeah, he doesn't want to vote.
I'm not looking at this one.
Okay. So here we go. Upwards in, deep breath.
Let's see what's taking place.
Alright, we're all the way in.
So that's
You
the
alright?
Carax
Little more.
and the
Okay.
Coragma, right, which is the RFID micro C chip, is within that device, right? The Carax.
Oh man, that one hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt more than that when you have a Basham Yoshai. When you have a Shai returns to burn you up. Nevertheless, let's see if I could get the brain one. Alright, so it's B interface to, what is that? BI, is it brain interface to cortex? Is that what it is? Alright, that's not what it is. Let's see. Was it brain inter I may be messing up the what it actually is. It seems I wasn't. You see, there's a lot of information coming out, but they've designed a chip. Let's see. Right, you see. So that's like the outside wearable device, and And here they have the implants. They have different implants, right? But nevertheless, that's it. And here's the final article. Once again, I keep on having to stop the video just to get to the articles. And it reads, Jamaica talks with other countries on unified platforms for digital payments, right? So all of what I'm talking about culminating. And so you're talking about digital payments, says the Prime Minister. Kingston, Jamaica. Jamaica is in dialogue with several countries, including India, as it looks for a unified platform that will facilitate an expansion in digital payments locally. So you see, they're using the so-called rising counterfeits, because it's so-called. We don't know if that is actually what happening, and if it even is, that could very well be, you know, they themselves making those counterfeit bills, or let's not say even create. Why would they even go that far? They could just be falsifying the information, which this is what these governments are known for. They falsify stuff, right? And it reads on, the Prime Minister made the disclosure on Thursday as he responded to questions about the level of mobile banking in Jamaica while addressing the Recover Better conference organized by the Consulate General of Jamaica in New York. Let's see. The conference was billed as a one-day action-oriented forum focused on advancing Jamaica's post-disaster recovery. Also, that's what they were mentioning. It says, in Jamaica, we may have a higher percent of banked, but still not as high as we want, but a low percentage of persons utilizing digital payments, and that is the challenge, he stated. Holness noted that Jamaica was one of the few countries in the world that has established a digital currency. We have Jamdex, but it has not taken off as we would like. Yeah, because the Jamaican people are really if let's say this was something, it wasn't the M.O.T.B, and it was just something they're trying to implement to quote unquote better our lives, which it isn't. It's the M.O.T.B, and this is the platform, the system they're going to use when Jacob's trouble really takes hold. But nevertheless, we are not ready for something like this, in the sense that if this was something honest and it wasn't the M.O.T.B, the country is not ready for something like this. And the fact that they're pushing it, like much of the other countries around the world. Let's see if there's an actual website. Okay. See if I could find it here. Digital updates. Let's see, because I'm looking for a specific website. Biometric updates. Yeah, so you see, the rate reads, Jordan makes digital ID. Let's do this. If it doesn't show up like that, then I'll just hide. Okay, let's just do this. So it says well very it says the move towards digital first economies has accelerated significantly in 2026, right? So they're trying to get this thing down. And with the blockage and the war in Central Asia, or West Asia slack here, which was what they call the Middle East. It's one continent, so I don't know why they would call it that, but um, as the elder Malcolm would say, it's a derogatory term, because they use that term to make this it seem like those people are less than. But nevertheless, it says while very few countries have a formal law banning cash, dozens have actively created the infrastructure, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, and regulatory frameworks to make cash a secondary option. And when they make it a secondary option, they're basically phasing it out little by little. The cashless for runners, Nordic countries, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, right? We got they remain the global leaders in this, accounts for less than 2 to 3% of all transactions. Currently ranked as one of the most cashless ready economies due to high credit card penetration and high contactless payment limits, right? China, the ecosystem is dominated by super apps like Alipay and WeChat Pay, right? So you get the idea. India, the UPA, Unified Payment Interface. So you see that one of the countries that they're speaking to, right? So they're just ready to they're ready, right? They're on the cusp, with the war, escalating, right? In the West Asia, and all the players on the board, this thing is really coming to an end, and we hope, in Yahweh Basham Yahushai Basham Kakradash, that this thing is sped up. But if we go back to that same Habakkuk, Habakkuk 2 and 3, right? It says, hey, the vision is not but for an appointed time, right? I'm gonna close out with it. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. So we gotta have patience, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Right? So all we gotta do is wait. And I'm gonna close out with that by saying, well, I'm gonna close out with that and say, all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rach Wadash, Wa Bible Bar.